Hello friends, welcome back to another video. This is Jess from J Rose Alchemic Art, and in this one I am going to be showing how I package my sticker mail, as well as talking about all the other shipping options that I do for packaging and selling my art online for my online store. Obviously, if you are a newer artist that is thinking about selling your art online and you just don't really know how to go about the shipping process or what materials you'll need, different ways to brand your items, then hopefully this is a good video for you. So please feel free to relax and we'll go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and start getting packing. So I have collected a lot of different materials over the past few years. Obviously I've been running my shop for about, actually coming up to 3 years now for sure, but it'll be 4 in the following December. But in the meantime, I have obviously collected a lot of different things from as far as stamps and what have you. Obviously I just got this bigger one within the last few months because I obviously wanted to rebrand some of my things on my shop, and especially when I have in-person conventions. But it's also kind of nice when you want to stamp the back of an envelope or any sort of package. So again, making sure that your brand is nice and visible, along with kind of maybe what your logo is and the name of the shop as well. There are also little ones as well. There's lots of different stamps and little things that you can actually find either on Amazon, Etsy. Honestly, I got a good majority of my stamps from Michael's or things like that. So I have, this is from Snigglesloth. Snigglesloth? Yes, snigglesloth.com. But regardless, it's a very cute little thank you. So I usually use this one quite a bit because obviously I'm very appreciative of all the people that purchase from my shop. Thank you for those who have. I also have smaller things that aren't necessarily required, obviously, when you're packaging your art, but I do think that it adds a nice little personal touch. One thing that I like to do is, I haven't been able to do it recently, but now I've picked up more little backing cards, as I call them, but really it's just little bits of paper. I usually cut these out by hand, and I will write a little message like, thank you for ordering, here's a little freebie for you, and I cut a little bit of string. Technically this is a ribbon of some little ghost pals, and I think it's really fun, and it just adds another little personal touch to whatever you're sending off. Another important thing to remember is obviously a little thank you card. Again, not that it's required or necessary, but again, I am always appreciative to all of my customers who have ever purchased anything from me. So I think it's nice this is technically like a little art print / thank you card, because on the back we have some of my characters that I've drawn over the years, and obviously a little thank you message at the top, but I have left a free space open as well, so that way I can also personally write in a message showing my appreciation, and hopefully, that they will enjoy their order. So again, not necessary, but just a nice little touch. Another thing that I picked up, actually, when I originally started my shop, were these little, they're reusable bags that came from Eco Enclosed, if I'm not mistaken. I really like them because I am just kind of a hesitant person. I always get worried that if I package up my stickers or my art prints or things like that, things that are, paper made and can obviously, get damaged if they were to get wet or, snowed on. I just would prefer that they be kind of sealed in this bag and hopefully are a little safer, so that way, this protects it from the elements. Hi, Princy. One thing that I do want to try new this time around is I actually purchased these little bags from, I believe it was the Dollar Tree actually, and I thought they were really cute. I really like little skulls and crossbones on them. Definitely feels like something that you would find on my shop. But I think that it would be really fun to obviously package the purchased items in the bag here, and then I will probably also place it in. It feels like a lot, but it's decoration. I don't get a whole lot of orders, so I think it's really nice to be able to package all these things personally and, add these little details to kind of spruce it up. So that's just me. Obviously, if you're getting in a ton of orders consistently, you may not be able to do this as often because obviously you want to make sure that your things are sent out on time. So when I get the occasional order like this, I do like to just personalize it and add these little extra freebies where I can. Okay, So now that we have written out our little thank you card, we are ready to start packing. So obviously this person actually ordered 2 of my Ghost Academia sticker sheets, which is super exciting. These were actually the last 2 that I had, so I guess I will need to prepare more for the shop update along with some of the other things that I'm bringing to the shop. But they also purchased this Getting Lost in My Own Little World little holographic sticker I have, and then I'm including this little sticker as a freebie. This is a newer one. This is actually my little Lucy painting, but it glows in the dark, so I really hope that they enjoy those as well. Okay, so the other thing I have getting ready is, obviously I have my little backing card. I have cut out just a small strip of ribbon. Again, just a little something extra to, I think, add to the process. And then we're gonna add a short little message of hope you enjoy your spooky order. Okay, so now that we have our little ribbon card here along with a super secret access code for a little 10% off the order, I want to try and include little things like that, so hopefully it'll encourage people. If they're interested in more of my art, maybe they'll come back and look at some of the new things that I have, and if they're able, perhaps place a new order. But for now, we're going to go ahead and package everything up. So we have, again, our little Dollar Tree skull and crossbones little baggie here. I'm going to go ahead and fit everything inside, and we'll go ahead and close. And I always like to put either like a little sticker or a washi tape piece here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that really quick. And of course, can't forget the little business card as well. So hopefully people can find me later on Instagram if they need to email me ever for like any questions, and obviously the shop. So we will also put that in here with everything else. Okay, now that we have sealed our package close, I do want to add a quick little stamp here just to say thank you. So we have our stamp. I'm going to go ahead and use our little no issue, I believe it's recycled ink as well. And again, just sometimes it's nice to be conscientious of the environment where you can. And there we go. So we are all good to put into our reusable bag here to make sure everything stays safe and doesn't get exposed to the elements. So. Okay. Now that our package is all ready, we're just going to stamp the envelope. And there we go. Very cute. I do want to put off to the side, that's kind of why it's not quite center, a little Happy Meal one as well. So hopefully this person will enjoy their package and all the little details that are added extra to it, because again, I feel like things like this, they should hopefully, it feels like a present when you open something from me. So I hope that this person enjoys all of the little things that they purchased, as well as all the little extras as well. So we'll go ahead and get everything packed up and get ready to ship it out in the morning. Our package is all good to be sent out in the mail. Everything looks really cute, and obviously we have our stamps here because they chose the cheaper shipping option. So this is just going to be a quick little stamp, so it helps with shipping cost, as well as, I mean, it's not tracked, but obviously I think the USPS is usually pretty good about delivering things, so hopefully we will drop it off in the morning. So, since we officially talked about all of the little packaging details that I use for my sticker mail, I figured I would go into a little more detail with the other packages that I have, like if it is sometimes when I send off my little clay pieces, or if I have my keychains, art prints, things like that. So, as far as like art prints go, for the most part, it's kind of the same standard thing that I use with sticker mail. I try to keep it in a regular envelope unless there's a lot of them, in which case I will maybe use this rigid mailer here that I have from Eco Enclose. Very easy to use, obviously you bend and use as needed. And it was pretty reasonable, but it's also made out of recycled paper. As far as my clay pieces go though, I do have obviously my smaller boxes here that I use to obviously put in the more tiny clay pieces. I have a little bit of wrapping paper that I will also put in the box as well to kind of cover the clay sculpture, and sometimes I include this little rose as well that I think it just adds a little bit of extra elegance to the whole shipping process. I also will sometimes put a sticker on the outer box, so again it says J. Rose Alchemic Art. Again, just things to consider when you are packaging your materials, so it makes it more of a fun surprise and really a gift when you send these things off. Again, I do the similar thing with my bigger boxes here. This is obviously for if I have my bigger clay pieces that don't fit in that smaller box. So kind of the same process. I obviously wrap everything in wrapping paper or sometimes even bubble mailer if I really need to. I just want to make sure that nothing breaks because some of my pieces are a little more delicate if you have not seen them. And then I also have, when I do send off usually the clay pieces or something that's a little more detailed, it can't really obviously be sent through letter mail, then I will usually use the bubble mailer here. I've also used bigger boxes. I have since gone through them all, but I use those for when I used to sell my Libby glass cups, and those work very well. Again, just wanting to make sure that you have packaged everything super well so that way it doesn't become a problem later. But yes, just as a demonstration, I have obviously my wrapping paper here as well as some little clay petals that I will obviously insert into the box along with the little clay sculpture, and again just think it adds a little something extra. And I also have included some of the products that I have. So obviously when things are a little bit thicker, they cannot go in a proper letter mail, so that is obviously when you need to use like either a bubble mailer, potentially a box, something like that. But obviously when things are a lot more thin, an art print, hopefully these bookmarks that'll be coming to the shop soon, then they are okay to probably go in just a regular letter mail. So all things that you have to consider. Obviously letter mail can be untracked, so it's obviously a little bit of a cheaper option, especially if you're shipping to within your own country or to other countries internationally. When you do need to get either your poly mailer, your bubble mailer, anything like that, the rigid mailers, the boxes, those things, they do typically need to have more documentation and more shipping because obviously it's heavier, there's more things in it, etc. So when that happens, I usually offer track shipping. People do have to pay extra for it, but I use Pirate Ship, and also Shopify has two different options within their website that you can build into it, so you can actually utilize those services to get a cheaper discount on the shipping cost. So that also helps to hopefully make it easier for people as well. So definitely all things that you need to consider when you are going to prepare and ship out your own art. So thank you for coming along and watching as I prepare to pack a new order from my shop. I hope that some of this information did help you as well in case you've been thinking about opening your own art shop but just aren't really sure about how the whole shipping process goes. Obviously, you need to do what's best for you. Do plenty of research. I've obviously been planning out and seeing what works best for the last few years, so I have kind of figured out a good rhythm for the most part of how to send out my own art properly and make sure that it doesn't get damaged in transit. But obviously there's always going to be hiccups, there's always, little things that'll happen. Obviously things are not always 100% guaranteed, so if you feel like you have any additional questions or anything that I can try to help to answer, please feel free to leave a comment and I will try my best. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel to leave a like, maybe a comment, and even subscribe. And until the next time, guys, I hope that you all have a wonderful day.